Alrighty, Doc here from North America. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Monday, TGIM. Thank goodness it's Monday. Well, we see a little weakness again, as usual, with the currency pairs across the planet, and the dollar index keeps on marching forward. I guess that's the only way to really describe it. You can see it here on our new platform, which we've just done another update again over the weekend, so it's even more coordinated or more functional than before. You see the weekly buy here. It doesn't seem to want to let go. We see it over here on J4X. There's your daily and week. There's the daily, just like in here, and it's holding up pretty strong in there. When we go over and look at and you can see here on the manifold. See if we can just show you. Tighten it up a little bit and just exemplify it. You see the manifold's getting really tight again. It does that, and the last couple of weeks it keeps on trying to do that, and there's constantly that pressure on the dollar index itself. Let's just show it to you right here. There it is right there, doing the same thing. The manifold getting really tight. We're back in the buy again, and it just that long weekly buy. Same thing over here on J4X. You can see the daily buy going on for a bunch of days here, and the fastest trading at 81, the slowest trading at 68. It's showing you that there's buying going on. And when we go and look at it at the weekly, let's try that again. When we go look at it at a weekly, right there, you see that long running green up in here. The weekly has been in a buy for a while, just like on the other two platforms. Hey Janos, let's call the people in with notifications. What notifications? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, you mean like send messages out to them? Let's see if we can. Is that it? Right there? No, right here. Let's go like this, so I can get rid of that heart. Let's call the people in with notifications. Watch J4X in 3 minutes. That sounds good. Yeah, that makes sense. Or a 3-minute J4X. We can do a 3-minute chart. You're talking about, or in 3 minutes, do that. Sometimes Monday is busy, sometimes Monday is not. I guess it goes back and forth. Live trading with Doc. There you go. I see that. Live streaming. That's a smart move. I like that. Me likey. Me likey. Yeah, it's interesting. Exactly. I set these up. I like that. Yeah. I'll tell you, the action we've been seeing, overall while you were gone for the week, was it you were gone while Mr. Powell made very strange statements, Exactly. I'm glad you asked that. That's exactly where I'm heading. He basically said that interest rates are going to stay higher. He basically said that. Then he said something really foolish when asked by only one reporter out of all the reporters that were there. Asked him what he's doing about the idea of, gas and food, fuel, energy going up in price. And, in other words, former Fed chairs would have told the government, hey, start pumping oil out of the ground. Don't stop it. And he chose to tell the reporter who asked him about that he doesn't pay attention to energy. It's not a major component of inflation, when in fact we all know it's the bulk of why we have inflation right now is we have energy problems. That's a major reason right there alone. But he really kind of lost a lot of respect, because he just didn't recognize the obvious. Food prices are going up, and energy prices are going up, and it's slowing the economy, and that it's increasing inflation, and he's trying to slow the economy to slow down the inflation, when in fact if he just would start pushing on the politicians to basically do the right thing. So it was a very strange, and you know what, he really lost a lot of credibility. I guess that was Tuesday. Let's go back and look at the days on, let's go Well, you can see here, right there. Let's see if we can do this. Right here was the Fed meeting. Okay, and that was like right here, where we went into the buy. Now they have a red dot there. I'm not sure what that's all about, but we went into the buy that day, and it's moved up the dollar index, and at the same time, when we go over and look at the euro, you can see the euro has been falling, but it was all because he pretty much said very foolish things. There's the S&P 500. The market dropped that day right there. It wasn't a sell for a couple days before that up in here, and the weekly, which the fast tried to get into a buy, rolled over from that, and you can see it broke through the manifold here and all that pressure on it. That's a really good idea, Giannis, about that, putting that live streaming with Doc. Exactly. So, he lost a lot of credibility this week while you were gone. That was really what it came down to. People feel that he's not in touch at all, and in touch with what the problems are. And someone started doing some analyzation about Jay Powell, and said, when Trump was in office, he didn't say these things, and now that he's basically now appeasing Biden instead of being the steward of interest rates and money flow, and in other words, he's just doing whatever the Democrats are asking him to do, and not talking. He won't talk about overspending by the Congress, and the government. He won't talk about energy and food prices. It's like as if he's disconnected from reality, and it really stuck out. And now the opinion is, this is what I heard in a couple of different corners that made sense. The opinion is he's a smart guy who is basically not willing to fight for what has to be done. In other words, a smart guy that understands what's going on, but refuses to do anything about it. And that's what it all comes down to, which is not a positive thing whatsoever. So, all right. From there, we can slide over to the. Let's take a look at the. Where's it at? Right there. Let's take a look at the euro. And there's the euro, and you can see the euro has been in that long weekly sell. Let's put it up on J4X. 10 seconds. Oh, that's interesting. Did you do that? That's cool. So we're looking at 10-second tick chart. The Manhattan indicator does a fine job. I've saved it as the Manhattan Doc moving average Manhattan indicator. So maybe remember you were saying you could get the programmers to actually make it one like a click type of indicator. Maybe we can do that over time. That would be neat. Yeah, exactly. I set up those. So what happened over the last week? He is he's not stupid. The problem is he's a wuss. He's a chicken. He's really a chicken. He should be stepping up and discussing these things, telling the Congress it's wrong. All the other Fed chairs did it. No wonder my U.S. Michigan buddies were angry during the week. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible. Because he really walked away. I mean, he walked away from the whole subject and keeps on pretending that it's something else. But he won't tell us exactly what it is, just that he has to slow the economy down. And that's been his attitude about it all. And, it's just it's just not logical what he's doing. I just sent an email with a description of the indicators that need to be combined to support. Good. I already told you that it is one in the email. Okay, excellent. Hey, Robin. Good morning. Or tell me what needs to be done. Combined. That's okay. Let's. I'll look at my email and take a look and see. That's a good thing too. Everybody got home with their heads down, safe and sound. That's good. Today's education is today's topic. Today's topic basically is how the market is leaking. In other words, I think last week. Let me see what the titles last week. 2 or 3 of them were like right behind each other in logic. Let me go see what my titles are. I'm heading there now. It's been really again, it's been disappointing because Powell showed us that he doesn't. On Friday it was choppy sideways markets, and then the title before that was market short term sell, long term buy, and that's pretty much what it comes down to too. Fed speaks today was Wednesday. What it really comes down to is that those titles represent the attitude of the market. At this point, they want to kind of lighten up on their gains, but they don't want to be net sellers. And that's really what we're watching today, and that's what we're really probably talking about today too, is that the market is leaky, but it's not being sold off. And that's really what it comes down to. And that's because they don't want to get out of positions because they know that that policies are going to change. Another poll came out over the weekend by a liberal news source, Washington Post, and it shows Trump ahead by 10%. And they were trying to walk it back after a while. They were trying to fix it, but 4 out of the 5 polls they showed Trump was ahead of Biden. The country knows Biden is going down hard. It's only the news media, the mainstream news media, that keeps on pretending that he's not. So money knows, they like to look down the road. And we talked about this last week. We talked about it the week before, that money likes to look down the road to what possibly can happen. That's the way money invests itself. It always works that way. It always looks down, like 3 to 6 months out. It's just like when and I've used this as an example, not to take credit for it, but when you asked me to look at stocks, and I gave you 4 stocks, and one of the main ones was U.S. Steel, because they look down the road to companies that have not been performing, that will perform in a very good economy that's growing. And so, I said U.S. Steel, and I gave you a couple others, and literally in the next 2 days, the stock went up 50%. And it wasn't because me saying the U.S. Steel. It was, I know where money managers are with their head, since I've been in that environment and worked in that environment. So I knew that they would be looking at U.S. Steel, and I forget what other products we put up there, but they all started to show firming, buying. And I just looked at steel today. It's still almost 60% higher than when we talked about it, or after we talked about it, not before. So that's really what's coming down, is that the markets are having a hard time selling long term. What they're doing is they're taking some profits and rotating positions, but they're not really selling the market down. And they're not interested in selling the market down. They have no interest whatsoever to sell the market down, because at this point they know that they have to be invested, and they're already underinvested, so they can't afford to lighten up and then take it on the chin again. They need to be showing their investors, especially the third quarter, they need to be showing investors that it's necessary to be invested at this point. And so that's really that's exactly what's going on. And then when we go and look at the dollar index or the action we're seeing, you can see money is moving away from those pairs trades, moving again towards the dollar, because they know that we're going to get 0.25% interest rate increases. And Powell has made it very clear that they're not cutting in the first quarter of next year. And when the polls keep on coming out showing that Biden's going to lose big, then Powell gets brave. That's what it comes down to. The more the polls show that Trump is going to do well, then Biden gets brave. And that's really what. And so the tough talk is around the corner. That's the problem. Is that it should have been there 3 years ago, and it's not there, and that's what the problem is. So, all right. From there, let's see. I started to head towards the euro. You can see the euro there. Let's put the euro. I'm using the euro future on the on our new platform because it is accurate. It's accurate, but the cash is not. We got to get a different feed. Matter of fact, yeah, we're working on getting a currency feed. We need to get a better currency feed. All right, and there you can see it right there. That's the dollar index. Let's go over and take a look at the euro. Let's see if I scroll up. Maybe it's up there. Home, circle, regenerate it, and then let's go down to the bottom. Where's it at? It's something like 6E or something like that. 6EJ. There it is, 6EF. And you can see it's filling in those days and days of selling. You can see the weeks and weeks of selling. The pressure's on. It's just like over on J4X. That's neat. We have let's do this. Let's put the euro in there the same way. And just have that short-term view of it with the Manhattan indicator. Okay, there you go. That's cute. The 10-second bounce there. Let's see, or tell him what he needs to be combined. In what way better? Let's see. You mean that the economy is going to be better? What's going to happen is that Trump will get in, and he will do what he did, for his first 4 years, minus the COVID situation. He will. They're not going to hoodwink him again and do the twist and turn with COVID again like they did last time. And because Biden's done such a poor job of governing, no one's going to believe that Democrats can govern for a while. They're just going to be they'll be, Trump will increase oil supply, fuel costs will go down. We're not getting enough data from where we get the futures and the stocks. Maybe we can tie. Is there an API situation where we can tie into Dukascopy's currency not the transactions, even if it's just like a 15-minute delayed? Can we use Dukascopy? We could advertise we're using Dukascopy to feed our web platform. Since we're not a brokerage house, then we would be an advertisement for Dukascopy. See if we can API into a data feed for currencies. The pair, all the pairs trades in spot, forex, and if that's possible, then we would put on our website that data fed to the Chicago Quant Technologies currencies are being fed by Dukascopy, and we're not a broker, so. We'd put a recommendation for going to Dukascopy to trade product, trade things like that. Would that make sense? People come to us for technical analysis and come to you for execution. Yeah, run it up the flagpole and see what happens. And I am glad that everybody made it back. All right. Let's see. So from there, I stuck the futures in. Like I can get. This is what it's like. It's odd because like cable comes up. I get cable. Cable comes up on our currency feed. It's really strange. So here you go, right there. So cable's not that bad. It had a little pop there on. I'm not even sure why that's there, but. And the end result is that it's pretty much accurate to our platform, but I still would rather have Dukascopy currency than this currency, feed because it's too choppy, and it's not from a broker to begin with. It's from a data feed, and they're not really good at. We talked to them already. They don't. They literally don't collect the euro data. They don't. They collect the cable. Go figure. And then they follow the zloty. No, not the zloty. The euro Turkish lira. You can see that. That's on here pretty accurate. And what other one? They South African rand. I think they do. The data feed's just not. Doesn't have. It doesn't have all the open, high, low, and closes and so forth. It's just sloppy. Some days it has it. Some days it doesn't. That's what's going on there with the cable today. So I'd rather have a professional house. So see if they want to. They could give it to us as a 15-minute delayed if they want. You know, if Dukascopy could give us a 15-minute delayed, I'd be happy. I'd rather have an accurate data feed than junk. You know, we could experiment with it and see how it does before we do anything further. You know. All right, like I said, it would be a free advertisement for Dukascopy on our platform. We mentioned that it's Dukascopy. Matter of fact, we'd probably put it on the chart. It'd say, you know, data fed by Dukascopy, you know, Swiss Bank, something like that, with the symbol of Swiss Bank on there. All right. So yeah, that's what I mean by also, you know, at this point, and I think that was my title Thursday, where, you know, you can tell people want to rotate out of their positions, or, you know, not people, but institutions and funds want to rotate out of their position, but they don't want to be short. So in other words, they're going to lighten up on their. What is this? It's a buyer strike. I think that's the best way to describe it. In other words, there's no real buyers out there right now, and the selling that's going on is very thin. So the dollar keeps on looking firm when it normally would not look firm. There's the euro there. Now that indicator is doing a pretty good job on the 10-second. And that's what we always say here. Remember, we've done webinars talking about that, is that if you're looking at a daily and weekly indicator, it should also be able to do the same thing in short term, you know, in the intraday. And you know, we can, you know, that's usually the way it should work. Is that if it's a good daily and weekly, then the intraday should work just as well with the same indicator. All right. From the euro, let's go over and take a look at cable. We'll put it up on J4X there in the 10-second chart. That's kind of cool. I like that. And there it is right there. Yeah, see, that's a nice pop up there. And remember, we're correlating it with these two. You know, the green has to be, or the blue has to be, it's at 86, and the other is at, is that 87? Yeah, so it's starting to top out in here. See how it's going sideways? We'll start to see a red hinky very soon. Oh, here comes the red hinkies. So once that starts to break down, it starts to show us the pressure. The fast is at 66, and the slow is at 74. Now it's 61, and we're seeing that breakdown. So, you know, that's good. It's showing the Manhattan indicator at its most, I guess you could say, at a very short-term intraday accuracy. All right, and then from, what do I have up on the screen now? I think I have the cable up there, don't I? Yeah, that's the cable. So you can see the cable's got all that pressure on it. It's pushing back into the cell. When I go over onto Chicago Quant, I think it's been in the cell for a while. It's not, you know, it's not, it's been in the cell for like 8 days now. Whereas over here, because of the data feed, you can see there, you know, it's going 8 days back. You know, you can see there's 4 out of 5. And then you can see here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 7 out of 9 days it's in the daily cell. And then when we scroll down, obviously the weekly is much cleaner. It's been in the daily cell for over 10 weeks now. So that's the action we're seeing there now. Oh, look at that. That was good. That was a good call. I love that. You know, get those little signals going, and it shows the success of the math. All right, and now it's trying to turn up. now we'll start to see green hinky very soon. 38 and 34. We should see a green hinky maybe on the next bar. Not yet. Still not. Okay. And it's the slow and fast stochastic is telling us that they're trying to turn up. It's not a buy until it closes in a green at the same time. As much as it's trying to pop up. Okay, there we go. So now we're getting a green. If it closes in a green with the way the fast and slow is, it's a buy. It's a buy here now. Let's see how much it pops. It might zigzag down a little bit more. And if it gives us a close in there, then it's a loss. There's a loss. Okay. And it's going down again. And fast is trading at, yeah, it's underneath. The fast is at 45. The slow is at 44. And that was the stop up there. You know, when you get that thing going in the minus, you just get out of your long. All right. So from there we go over to the Swiss. Let's see what's going on with the Swiss this morning. There it is right there. You see it's still climbing up. And you'll see it right there. And we'll put the Swiss up right there. There. And there's the intraday Swiss. Let's see where the indicators are. There it is right there. And so we're still not in a buy yet because it's the fastest it's set. Okay, now there we go. Now if it closes here, it's going into a buy. Maybe it'll be a little pop. Yep. Closed in a buy. You see the nice little pop the next bar. Let's see if it can hold up because it's at the high end of the range too. But it's still showing buyers coming in. Okay, now they've just broken down. This will get you out of the long. And you'll take the hit. There you go. And now it's into the bear mode. And when it gets down towards the 10 or something like that, and then turns up, then it's a quick buy again. Now it's at 6, and the fast and the slow is at 25. Now it's at 9. Now it's at 6, and so it's still recommending the sell side at this point. Now we get a green, and we need that. That's gone quick. We need the fast to go into the plus. Right now it doesn't look like it has any interest to get into the plus at the moment. And there you go. It's still selling down the way it should. So this is really good. I'm glad you put the 10-second up there. That's kind of cute. You did that, right? I didn't do it. Let me just take a look. Yeah, you did it. That's cool. I like that. That's kind of fun. All right. So you can see the Swiss, trading on a very short-term intraday basis down. You can see over here on a daily and weekly it's been pushing up higher and higher. And I guess if we take a look at it like that, it had a great run. It's pulling back. This is on an intraday basis, of course. And, I guess we'll see, the next buy will be a goodie again. Let's see if we can get into the next buy. It's at 16. It's at 22, 26. It's through the buy side. Now we need a green hinky. 22 to 21. Now it's underneath again. There we are. Yeah, they're going to be talking about this pole situation. Okay, 31 now. We're trying to get into the buy. Still failing at it. 19, 16, 24, 25, 32. Okay, we're starting to get some buying coming in here. Okay, it's in a buy now. Let's see how well it does. Still in that buy. 51 at 48, still in the buy. Okay, now it's at 33. It's going back into the sell. So, see, is it closed in a sell? I guess it's closed in a sell, and now it's going to be pressure on the downside again on this very short-term intraday tick thing going on. 10 seconds. Wow, that's wild. Let's see. From there, let's go over to the yen. See what the yen is up to this morning. Let's see. Where's yen? Maybe it's down at the bottom. Let's give it a refresh. And give that a refresh and home. There it is. 6EF? No, that's the euro. Let's see if we can get into, where's it? J. Let's see what was the symbol again. I think it's 6JF. That's what it is. 6JF. Let's see if we can find that. There's 6CF. We got Canadian in there now too. And let's see. 6JF. 6JF. Let's just add it again. I want to see what it looks like. Let's see. Subscription. Okay, it's been there twice now. So let's try to remove one of them. Let's remove that one. I'll just leave it in there for the time being. $6JF. Where are you, $6JF? There it is right there. Yeah. So there's you can see there the yen. Oh, they're doing it in American form, so it's 0.7 instead. Let's get rid of that. See, I like looking at everything through European market prices, or let's say outside the United States. This way it makes more sense to me. Delete. Yes, I'm sure. There we are. There we go. Let's see what we can take a look at the weekly on the regular right there. There it is. See, no, the data feed is bad. No data is coming in. No dots. Nothing here. But the weekly is all right. So when we look at the yen, oh, that was a nice buy. Let's go over to the yen now. Right there. Let's see if we got the same type of pop there. And there's the yen. The yen's now going after the 149 area. That's what we keep on looking for, unfortunately. It doesn't seem to stop. We keep on seeing that pressure on it. Let's see. Oh, we want to look at AMD? Sure, we can do that. What way better? Had to call. Let's see. Let's go take a look at AMD. Here's AMD on our new platform right here. And you see here AMD's been selling off for the last few days. We've been in a daily sell for 6 days now. The weekly's been in a weekly sell since all the way back in here. You know, back a bunch of weeks ago. So it's been in a sell from the, what's that, like the 120, the 100, what is that, the 100 and, let me look up, 170 area? I think it's the 170 area. So, no, it's 115. So it's been in a weekly sell since the 115, the 117 area. And we're trading in the, what's that, under $100 now. So it's dropped And then let's see if we get it up over here. Right there. Alrighty. AMD. Let's put it in right there. There's AMD on our old platform, the platform we've been using. Went into the daily sell or the weekly sell right there. That's a minus, isn't it? Yeah, that's a minus. So it went into the weekly sell up in here in the the 116? Basically the 117 area, and it's been in the daily sell off and on throughout all that. Let's see, that buy goes there, and then the sell comes in right here. So it was in a sell to there, then let's grab this buy, clean this up. There's the buy there. Then let's move into the sell right here. And then it went back into the buy right there. And back into the sell here. You can't take the buys on any of these because it's been in a weekly sell. So all you do is a win from that sell, a win from that sell, a win from that sell. Let's put the buy in here. A win for, where's the next sell? Where's the next sell? Right there. Another win. And then there's your next sell right there. So every sell has been a win if you're trading on the short term. You know, just literally taking a profit after being short. Every one of them's been a win ever since we went into that weekly sell. There you go. Until it was in the buy until that point, so you couldn't take the sell. It was only a buy you took, and it was a win because it gapped up the next day. And then here you get into a buy, but you're already in the sell, so you can't take that. So you only can take the shorts. All the way through here is all shorts. There's your AMD. How is that? And Google. Let's see what Google Gaga looks like. Let's see. Let's clean up. I'll say okay to that. I'm going to close this and we'll go get Google now. I have another spot where I have Google. Let's see if I have it over here too at the same time. Let's go to our new platform. Do we have Google on here? If not, I'll put it in there. I want to see what it looks like on that platform too. Nope, it isn't there. But let's find it over here. Oh yeah, we must have looked at it before when it was in the weekly buy. Here you go. Let's do this. There's the weekly buy, and it just shows. Let's see. That's the first buy. That was a win. Let's spread this out. It's still in the weekly buy. It's feeling a lot of pressure though. You can see this. It's right on the edge this week. We're starting to flirt with the zero line. You can see it's minus 0.6 at the moment in the pre-market. And then that was, it was in the buy here. That's nice. There's a buy there. And then we stopped paying attention to it, I guess. And then there's a buy right there in the buy. Let's take that one. That was a loss. No, that's it. Now we're starting to flirt with a sell at this point. We'll see. It's in the daily sell since here. Let's see if we close in the week. Oh, there's it pushing down a little bit more. So they're putting more pressure on the Google again. All right. So there's Google and there's AMD. Now, let's go over to the Turkish lira. But if anybody wants to see anything like a stock or something, we can go check it out. That's for sure. And we have a 10-second chart up there just to show you how the math kind of works. Definitely flirting with the hottest and the fastest. Let's put it that way. All right. From there, we go over to the Turkish lira, the Euro-Turkish lira pairs trade. And you can see there. Oof. Woof. Woof. Look at that. That's a great trade. Let's put it up over here. Go to the daily and the weeklies. Not there. Close. Yes. And let's go over to... There it is right there. Turkish lira. In a daily buy for 6 days now and a weekly buy for 2 full weeks. Going on a third week. The pressure is the upside here. Let's see what it shows us on our new platform. Getting warm in here. Let me open a window. There we are. A little air. Let's get some air going in here. There we go. There you go. Now we got a cross breeze kicking out. That's good. All right. Now let's take a look at Turkish lira over here too at the same time. And this is what you can see right here. You see it's been, see, this is a very poor data feed. Let's look at some of these heights and so forth. It just shows you how poor it is. Now on a weekly basis, you can see it's been 2 weeks in a weekly buy. So it's matching up what we have going on over here. But again, we have to see if you can get us the API at Dukascopy, and we'll advertise you at the same time. Now from there, what's next? So from let's go with Canada. No, we go to the South African Rand and we go to the BRICS. There's the brick, number one brick in the world. It's 5 days now in a sell. But it's flirting with the weekly, so that's not a good thing. Which we do know. Oh, API is available? Okay. Can we look at... all right, so we can get that for free? That'd be great. All right, I'll put my son onto it. Oh, that's great. I'd love that. And we would advertise you at the same time. We give too much for free. I hear you. I hear you. That's good. I hear you. We recently had a meeting cutting out tick feeds for people. We're just talking about daily and weeklies. That's all I want. I mean, we could possibly have in the future. We could have an intraday data feed for it too, with our math in it. So that would be interesting down the road. But right now, we just want the daily and weekly. It could be delayed as far as I'm concerned. Okay, I will. Let me grab that right now. I'm going to send that over to him right now as we speak. Let's go back to that. Okay. I'm sending this all over to him right now. Let me just tell him. Just gonna. Okay, that's. Is analyst. Tell him who you are. Analyst. So anyway, where we're at this point, when it comes down to understanding where we think the markets are, is that at this point there is total frustration with the way Powell and the markets are interpreting things. And I think I did a webinar about 5 or 6 days ago, maybe 7 or 10 days ago, and I think the title was something like "Money Managers Fight the Fed" or something like that. It's really what it's all about. They are not comfortable. They're not comfortable with the Fed. They don't trust the Fed's decision-making process anymore. And that's really what it comes down to. They just don't trust it. And because they don't trust it, they don't even believe when they say they're going to raise rates, they don't believe that the raised rates can hold. In other words, they're not going to keep the rates up. The money managers are at a point now where they're like the bond vigilantes. They're literally doing what they want and they're not walking away from it. And that's the real odd, curious situation, So, that's pretty much the answer to it all at this point. So, let's see, where do we go? Oh, so South African Rand is trying to show a little strength here this morning. We'll see if it actually heads up into the weekly. But if we keep on seeing that, let's just go through the metals. That's what we do now. When we look at the South African Rand, we slide over to looking at the metals. So we go to gold to start off with. And we'll put gold in there. And then we're going to put gold up on the 10-second chart for fun. It's kind of neat. There it is right there. And so there's the, you can see the, in this case here, let's put it up on here too at the same time. There's gold. And you can see it's down a little bit today. It's got a green and a red. It's breaking down here. And the weekly is rolling over a little bit at the same time. And if the South African Rand goes back into the weekly buy, there's going to be pressure again on the metals, the precious metals. They're not going to be able to hold them up. Then from there, let me just check the data, the chat line too. Okay, there we are. Okay. Perfect. Let's just do that real quick again. There we are. There we go. So from there, let's take a look at silver. Silver I saw this morning. It was already flirting with the weekly sell. I was really surprised about that. It's kind of a little interesting in the sense that what happened was we saw silver lead this market up when gold refused to get going. Now here's silver flirting with the weekly sell, and you can see it wasn't a daily buy and still isn't a daily buy, and we needed to roll over more. And so, okay, there's the gold. Now let's put the gold in. Let's put silver in and take out the gold in the 10-second chart. Now, that's a nice sell-off too. And so there's the silver. You can see that losing that weekly situation. Let's put it up on our new platform just to get a flavor of it. There it is right there. You know, it's still in the buy, and you can see our weekly is trying to flirt with the sell again on the new platform. And we have the date set up correctly now on that, Robin, if you're listening. And then from there, we go over to copper. Let's see what copper is up to. The HG. There it is right there. Deck copper. Come on, mouse. There it is. Deck copper right there. You see that's been in daily sell for days, and we're on a second week there. Let's check it out over here. And same thing, in a sell for a second week, just like we are on that. Let's just show you that. And it's been in a daily sell, just like it is on the new platform. Let's go back to the old platform, and then we're going to slip copper into the 10-second chart. I find that fun. It's like the old days when I used to have our chart up on there. Let's see. Let's see, where's it at? HG. It's got to be around the metals area. There it is right there. There's copper. He's a nice little sell-off there for it. That was good. That's pretty aggressive, having a 10-second chart. I mean, think about it. That's really cool, because I mean, look how accurate it is. It's a pretty good trading tool if you use your stops and do all the right things, you know. All right, from there, I guess we're at the end of this. We usually look at energy, so let's do a quick look at the energies. I'm going to throw Brent in the 10-second chart. Where's Brent at? There's dollar. There's Brent right there. And let's take a look at Brent over here. We can give it to you on our new platform too. Let's do that. Where's that mouse at? Is it ZBF? I think that might be it. Let's see. No, that's... What is ZBF? That's not it. But it's something like that. It's B something. We can get rid of that. BZU. BZF there? Yeah, there you go. That's it. There's Brent. You see we've been daily sell for 4 days, but we're still in that weekly buy. And when we go over and look at the same thing in the sense of energy itself, let's put the energy contract in. There's the front month doing the same thing. It's been in a weekly buy, and it was in that daily sell, and now it's trying to, well, it's flirting. It's in a green and a red, I think. Let's see, what is it? Yeah, it's in a green and a red. So it's trying to lift up in here. We're starting to see some buying come in. And you can see the same thing. Let's just go back to the platform here. It's just on the edge of trying to get into the buy. It's starting to try to work its way there. Not yet, but the weekly is in the buy. All right, that's about it, traders. We are going to get out of here. This is Doc from North America. Catch you all tomorrow, same time. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Oh, the way I sing?